All right, so today we're going to talk about systems, but in a real world context, solving systems with in word problems. So that's our learning target. All right, let's get us started today by looking at this puzzle and seeing if you can solve it. We'll pause here. Okay, when you are given a word problem, the first couple of things that you want to do is to define your variables. In other words, what are you solving for? Once you've determined that, you want to set up a couple of equations using the information that's given, and then lastly, solve the system using your method of choice. You'll notice a lot of times that will be elimination, so don't be surprised by that. All right, let's take a look at how this works. So here, a store owner mixed 8 pounds of peanuts and 5 pounds of M&Ms. The mixture sold for $55.27. A second mixture included 6 pounds of peanuts and 4 pounds of M&Ms. This mixture sold for $42.70. Find the cost per pound of the peanuts and the M&Ms. Okay. So as mentioned in the previous slide, we want to start by defining our variables. So in this case, what are the two things I'm trying to find? Here, we're trying to find the cost per pound of peanuts and then also of M&Ms. So I'm going to say X is the cost per pound of peanuts and Y is the cost per pound of M&Ms. Okay, so that's an important step. Be sure to define your variables. So now we want to go back and do some close reading and look at what we've got here. Okay, so now 8 pounds of peanuts and 5 pounds of M&Ms, and the total is $55.27. So that actually gives us our first equation. So for every pound, so this is cost per pound, so we have 8 pounds, and I don't know what the cost per pound is, so we say X, and so plus 5 pounds times whatever the cost per pound is for M&Ms, and that gives us a total of $55.27. Okay, so that's our first equation. And now we want to do our second one here. Says a second mixture was 6 pounds of peanuts, 4 pounds of M&Ms, and that total is $42.70. So this one will be 6x plus 4y equals $42.70. Okay, so now you've set up your system of equations. Now we're going to solve. And you'll notice both of these are in standard form, so we want to use elimination to solve here. So I want to decide what to get rid of first. I think I'm going to get rid of y. So I want to multiply this top by 4 and this bottom one by -5. Okay, and that will give us our two new equations. So we'll have 32x plus 20y equals, and now you break out your calculator. I'm going to do that. See here, 4 times 55.27 gives us 221.08. Okay, and the second one here, we would have -30x minus 20y equals, and then same thing here, so -5 times 42.70 gives us -213.50. Okay, so I'm going to add these together, and this is 2x, this eliminates, and I'm going to add these together, and I get 758. All right, solving for x, I'm going to divide that by 2. Remember, this is cost per pound, so I want to go to the nearest penny. It ends up being just $3.79 exactly anyways. So that is the price per pound for peanuts, is $3.79. We still need to find what M&Ms are. So let's take a little bit more time to do that. Okay, so now I want to plug back in. I think I'm going to go with the second equation. So 6 times 379 plus 4y equals 4270. And this is, if I multiply this, I get 2274 plus 4y equals 4270. Okay, so now subtract 2274 from both sides. And we get 1996. So and then lastly, divide by 4. So if I divide by 4, I get 499. Okay. Now, one difference here with word problems is you are not going to write this as an ordered pair. You are going to write this out in words what this means. So let's do that. I think we'll go here in this corner. Okay, and write our answer. So I'm going to say, I'll zoom in here a little bit. Peanuts are, now make sure you put your units. So $3.79 per pound. Okay, and then M&Ms are $4.99 per pound. Oops, per pound. There we go. So this is my answer. And again, notice not an ordered pair now. You want to write it out in words. Make sure you do that for these kinds of word problems and systems. All right. Let's do one more to make sure we're okay with this. Let's take a look. Landon babysits and works part-time at the water park over the summer. 1 week he babysat for 3 hours and worked at the water park for 10 hours and made $109. Next week he babysat for 8 hours and worked at the water park for 12 hours and made $177. How much does Landon make per hour at each job? Okay, so that kind of tells you what you're looking for and what your variables are. So let's define those. X is working babysitting hours. Babysitting, how much money he makes babysitting, I should say. And Y is how much money he makes at the water park. Now, I just wrote babysitting and water park, but you need to understand that that actually is how much money he's making at the babysitting and then also at the water park. So when you answer at the end, make sure you understand that. You don't just write babysitting, that's it. It's the amount of money he makes babysitting, okay? And if you want to write that out there, you can. Okay, so now let's look at our system here and see what we've got. It says first week he works 3 hours babysitting and 10 hours at the water park, and he makes $109. So 3x plus 10y equals 109. And then the second one, the next week he's babysitting for 8 hours, water park for 12 hours, and made 107. So 8x plus 12y, and it made $177. And now I want to solve this. Okay, so I guess I would want to multiply maybe the top one here by 8 and the bottom one here by -3 to eliminate x this time. So this is going to give me 24x plus 80y equals 872. Okay, and then the next one, negative 24x minus 36y equals, let's type that in, make sure, negative 531. Okay, so this is 44y and 872 minus 531 equals 341. Okay, and now we're going to divide by 44. And we get 775. All right, so now I'm going to plug back in and get my other one here. So let's see, how about the top one? We've got 3x plus 10 times 775 equals 109. Oops. So multiply this, we would get 7750. Okay, so now I want to take 109 minus 7750. I'm not writing that step. I think you know what we're doing here. And then lastly, I'm going to divide by 3. And I get 1050. Okay, so now we're going to write what this means, right? We said babysitting, how much he makes babysitting. All right, so Landon makes $10.50 per hour. Babysitting. And $7.75 per hour at the water park. Okay, there we go. That's our answer. All right, hopefully this makes sense. Make sure you've answered your question that they asked. How much does Landon make per hour at each job? We've done that properly. Okay. Your assignment is 4 word problems, and the assignment is solving systems word problems worksheet. Write that into your assignment book for today. Okay, open it up and put that in there. Good luck.